The trophy and the grave. I was thinking about something Jimmy Carr said recently, and honestly, it kind of broke my brain. He said that everyone is jealous of what you've got, but absolutely no one is jealous of how you got it. People see the trophies, they see the view from the top, but they don't see the mud on the boots or the years spent in the training ground. And here's a friendly reminder that's a bit hard to swallow. In 3 generations, everyone who ever knew us will be dead. That includes the people whose opinions are stopping you from doing what you wanted all along. Imagine someone you know achieves every single dream. They hit every goal. Then they get old and die. 2 years after that, how much does the world really care? The answer is not at all. So if the end of the story is the same for everyone, why aren't you just doing it for you? The invisible 10 years. The reason it feels like success isn't coming fast enough is because of a massive optical illusion. You only see the moment someone crosses the finish line. You don't see the 10 years where they sucked and no one was watching. And it hurts when people say, "must be nice," or "it happened overnight," doesn't it? It hurts because no one saw the lonely nights, the chronic misery, the moments you were so unsure of yourself you could barely breathe. They didn't see your friends taking the piss out of you while you were trying to build something real. I've found that one of the strongest mental frames you can hold is this. This struggle, right now, is the story I will one day tell. The harder the climb, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the hero becomes in the end. Winners define themselves by what they made happen. Losers define themselves by what happened to them. The lonely chapter. We've all been there. It's the lonely chapter. It's that part in the movie where the training montage happens. In the film, it lasts 90 seconds. In reality, it lasts 5 years, and there's no guarantee of glory at the end. This is the phase where you don't fit in with your old circle anymore, but you haven't earned your way into the new one yet. You're doing free tutorials online, trying to figure out a business or a craft, and you start asking, is this even worth it? Think of it like Neo in The Matrix. Trinity opens the door and gives him a choice. He can go back to his old life, but he knows exactly where that road leads, and he knows that's not where he belongs. If you want to be exceptional, you are, by definition, choosing to be the exception. You are choosing to be not normal. When your friends say you've changed, remember, it's just because they don't know how to say you've grown. The low bar of excellence. I'm going to tell you something that might sound controversial. It has never been easier to beat the competition than it is right now in 2025. Why? Because the world has gone soft. Most people are overweight, distracted, and addicted to the little red notifications on their phones. It's never been easier to start a business, but it's also never been easier to do absolutely nothing. If you can just peel your eyes away from the screen and do the work no one sees, you become extraordinary by default. The bar is on the floor. Most people quit the moment things get difficult. If it's hard for you, it's hard for everyone. But if you're the one who stays, there's more for you at the end. The only revenge. When I was younger, I had a teacher named Mr. Given. He saw me working out and he heard me complaining about someone who had slighted me. I told him, one day I'm going to come back to the reunion and show them all. He looked at me and said, "No, you won't, because if you do that, you're admitting you spent the last 10 years thinking about them." He told me that success isn't the best revenge, it's the only revenge. You don't beat your critics by arguing, you beat them by casting a shadow so big that no one can even see them anymore. You win so big that they shrink into irrelevance. Don't worry about the people copying you either. They're copying the paint job, but they don't know how the engine works. When it breaks, they won't know how to fix it because they didn't build it. Volume negates luck. I heard a story once about a pottery class. One half of the class was graded on making one perfect pot. The other half was graded purely on the quantity of pots they made. At the end of the term, the highest quality pots actually came from the quantity group. Why? Because while the perfection group was sitting around theorizing, the quantity group was actually working. They were learning from every mistake. Volume negates luck. If you do 1,000 podcasts, you're going to be good at it. You can't think your way to being great. You have to brute force your way there. Tim Cook once said that at Apple, the tools feel light in your hands, but the work is harder than you ever thought possible. That's the secret. You work a season of your life that most people find boring, so you can live the rest of your life in a way most people can't imagine. The character scale. Learning isn't just consuming information. Learning is same condition, new behavior. If you listen to this and you don't change a single action today, you haven't learned. You've just entertained yourself. I used to have a very negative view of myself, but then I realized that traits like patience or courage aren't things you just have, they are things you do. Character is like a scale. Every time you act patient, even when you feel like screaming, you're putting a penny on the scale. Eventually, you have so many pennies on that side that you can truthfully say, I am a patient person. Judge yourself by your actions, not your thoughts. You become significantly less disappointed in yourself when you realize that your feelings don't matter. Only the work does. The choice is yours. There is no perfect way to live your 20s or 30s. You either live them up and become an underskilled older person, or you work them up and become an underlived older person. You have to pick your trade-off. But I've met a lot more people who regret living it up than people who regret working hard. Because along the way, the work gives you perspective. It teaches you what's actually important. If you're in a hard season right now, good. This is what hard feels like. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're on the right path. It's a selection effect. If it were easy, everyone would do it. So keep putting pennies on the scale. Keep making the pots. Stay in a good mood even when there's no reason to be. I'll see you at the top.